Hey, vinyl community. I am really happy to be at J. J is for Jefferson Airplane. Their magnificent second album, the first with Grace Slick and Spencer Dryden. My album is kind of falling apart. Yeah, I bought this when I was 10 years old. Spiritual advisor Jerry Garcia, who plays on a couple of tracks. So let's dig in. That's the cover of The Matrix. Marty Balin, who you see holding the flute, or is that a horn? I guess that's a, what is that? I think a soprano sax there. Grace Slick, Jack Cassidy looking away. Then down in the bottom row with the dark glasses, that's Jorma Kaukonen on guitar. Paul Kantner on vocals and rhythm, and holding the banjo with the words Jefferson Airplane is Spencer Dryden, the drummer, who later left for New Riders of the Purple Sage. Grace on vocals, Jack on bass, Marty on vocals. So you had four vocalists, really, with Jorma. This was on RCA Victor. I'm going to show you the label. It's the original label. Yep, I got it in '67. Like I said, I was 10 years old. With Nipper there. You see him? And I'll read the cuts. She Has Funny Cars, Somebody to Love, My Best Friend, Today, Coming Back to Me. All originals. The whole album is all original songs, which is quite something. Many singles from this. Somebody to Love, probably the most famous, White Rabbit. Embryonic Journey, still to this day, Jorma does with Hot Tuna. Beautiful acoustic guitar thing. The Marty songs, Today, Coming Back to You with Grace. 3/5 of a Mile in 10 Seconds, a great rave up with Marty Balin. And Marty also does Plastic Fantastic Lover, which is a song about a television. The back cover, this came out in February of 1967. So right at the peak, you could say it was a kickoff to the Summer of Love. You can see it's a collage of the pictures of the band members with the Jerry Garcia as the special advisor. Dave Hassinger was the engineer on this, and he also engineered the first Grateful Dead album, produced by Rick Gerard, produced and designed by Marty Balin, recorded at Victor's Music Center of the World, Hollywood, California. So they went down from, they were the first LA, they recorded in LA, they were first San Francisco band to make it big. And just, as I mentioned, a slew of hits. I mean, 3 big hits, Somebody to Love, White Rabbit, and I guess like two big hits. The Plastic Fantastic Lover, Coming Back to Me, Today. They got some, She Has Funny Cars. She Has Funny Cars, actually, the Allman Brothers did a cover of that, which is crazy. Early Allman Brothers. Herb Green did the photography. And here's their second album. This is interesting. I just kind of noticed this. Jefferson Airplane Fan Club in San Francisco. Herb Green doing all the photography of the band there. All right, I wanted to show you guys one more thing on this. This is the Jefferson Airplane flight log. I don't have the vinyl, but I do have the flight log, and it's got some great pictures. It's a picture of the early band with Grace, probably about circa 1970, I would guess. Maybe a little earlier with an actual biplane there. Here they are at Woodstock. Of course, they played Woodstock with The Who and Jimi Hendrix and Sly and the Family Stone, Santana, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, so many others. John B. Sebastian, Arlo Guthrie, Richie Havens. So that's them. It's interesting. Grace is wearing a white dress that's not unlike Roger Daltrey's white vest too. Here they are in '66 when they were, you know, kind of coming out of the folky era. And picture of the Matrix Club that I mentioned that had that famous wall with all the hieroglyphics. Marty opened that. Here they are in '68, looking pretty hippie-ish. etc. Here's a great picture of Marty singing, and here's the band. This was from the 30 Seconds Over Winterland live album, which came out at the end. So the Airplane was formed in '66. The first album came out in '66. I'll keep going through the... And then this was the second album, as I say, solidified the most famous lineup with Grace replacing Signe Anderson, and Skip Spence, the drummer, being replaced by Spencer Dryden, doing you know, a formal thing there. And it really took the world by storm. Again, I believe a shot from Woodstock or an outdoor festival. Jack and Yorma from the Hot Tuna, you can see my hat. They spun off in '69 and started doing blues, still around today. The great Paul Kantner, I was talking about him last night, and the great albums that he did in the early '70s, The Blows Against the Empire, Sunfighter, and he also played with a lot of these same people on the first David Crosby album, If Only I Could Remember My Name. The band, a little bit later, I was with a different drummer, David Freiberg, who had left Quicksilver Messenger Service up there, Johnny Barbada. Oh, this was Starship, actually. So when they went to Starship, like about '72, and Red Octopus having the big Miracles, the big hit for Marty. Creo mentioned the members of Pete Sears on bass, drummer Johnny Barbada, 19-year-old lead guitarist Craig Chiquico. Boy, he was really good too. They did the Dragonfly album. I'm a big fan of Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, Hot Tuna. I like all three. This is, it's I think one of the first album that I've reviewed that got 5 stars, I think. I have to look back on that. We're going to get into some, when we get into the B's and the A's, some pretty classic albums, but it may be close to 5 stars. And I love this when you can see it's on its last, it's kind of falling apart there. The inside vinyl, I have a sleeve protecting it. So this has Belafonte, Zero Mostel, Fiddler on the Roof, Sound of Music, Carol Channing. So you can see where Al Hirt, Henry Mancini. So you can see where RCA was in 1967, right? RCA Victor, the most trusted name in sound. You know, and you get a catalog for 25 cents. So you can see the artwork, the color artwork on these sleeves was quite impressive too. Who else? Jim Reeves, more Peter Nero, Paul Anka, Richard Rogers, Connie Smith. So, oh, and look at this. I just saw this. Wow. So this is really interesting. The exciting new way to enjoy the music you want in your home, in your car, or wherever you roam. RCA Stereo 8 cartridge tapes. Doesn't even say track. Just, yeah, it does say 8-track stereo cartridge tape, up to 80 minutes playing time. Now, I got into most formats of music. I never got into the 8-tracks, and I'll tell you why. Because if you have 12 songs on an album, after 3 songs, you'd hear this ka-chunk, especially in a car. It was like so distracting. And then you have to go on to the next tunes, and then ka-chunk, and then on again. So that's Surrealistic Pillow, H-I-J-H-I. So we have I next. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do for I. We're going to stay in San Francisco, I believe, as I come up with something else. There's a couple of choices for I. So we'll do that. And keep on rocking, vinyl community. And hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment if you so desire. And we'll do I next week. All right, thanks for watching. Doodah Dave signing out.